Hi, Kaylea. It's so nice to have you on the show. How are you doing today?
Doing really good. Thank you for having me.
Beautiful. And thank you so much for being here, Kaylea. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. And you see, I say this often, and I say that because I feel like it is important for me to say it. I thank my guest for two main things. All right. Firstly, Kalia, I want to thank you for investing in yourself. I do this often. As a matter of fact, it has become an anthem. Okay. I want to thank you for investing in yourself, and you are on this platform right now, Kalia, because you invested in yourself. And oftentimes, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. You see, Kalia, I was on that particular road some months back, all right? And just by the roadside, there's this tall, unattractive mango tree, and it didn't catch my attention at all because it's got no mangoes on it and looks so dry. And I just walked past it. But you see, Kelia, just recently I was on that same road, and this time around something changed. You see, I sighted the mango tree from a distance. It caught my attention pretty good that I got the urge to, move closer to it and have a good look. Then when I got so close to the mango tree, Kelia, it wowed me because this time around it looks so beautiful, so attractive. It's got a lot of mangoes on it. And not just mangoes, but ripe mangoes. It looks so beautiful. I just couldn't take my eyes off how beautiful the tree has become. The point is the fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing person that you are today. That alone has made it really impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you see you got the message from me. Hey, Kaylea, would you like to be on the show? Because of the amazing things I, read about your philosophy and what you're doing and how impactful it is. It's amazing. And I want to say again, thank you. And secondly, Kalia, thank you for saying yes to the invite because if you had said nope, there'll be no way we could be here today to host this. And thank you for being the wonderful person that you are, and thank you for doing the great job that you're doing. And here we are about to create an amazing content. All right, thank you so much. So let's get started. I am quite excited to have you on the show, Kalia, for some reasons. All right, firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking because I believe in order to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, I believe it takes the application of knowledge. Not just knowledge, but the application of it. And you see, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness means ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to me and even to the listeners. The second reason why I'm excited to have the amazing Kelly on the show is for the sake of the listeners. You see, Kelly, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got a lot of information flying out there. How to do this and how to do that, how to become this and how to become that. So those folks trust me for quality information. And I'm totally convinced that our content or what we're about to do today, our meeting is going to be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, Kalia, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or professional journey. We're just so curious right now. We want to know how you got here. And afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Kalia, over to you.
Thank you for having me. So, I really resonate with what you said about the mango tree. And I feel like there were parts of me that felt like the unfruit tree for so long that I was doing all the work in the background, but wasn't really putting it out and sharing it with others. And now that I have acquired all the work that I have and the experience and have been able to now have my fruit, I can share it with everyone else and spread that wealth and that knowledge. Education is really important to me. As you had said, when you focus on learning, you are discovering the light, and staying in the dark is where you kind of become that ignorance and stagnant. And it's where you can get kind of swallowed up. And it's where I got swallowed up for a very long time. I was living a very dark and difficult life for years before it finally hit me, this awareness that I deserved better, that I needed better, not just for myself, but for anybody I came into contact with, especially my children, and that I could essentially do better. It wasn't easy. So I am a domestic violence survivor, and it really hit me when my abuser was holding me down, screaming at me, and my 2-year-old walked into the room. And I remember thinking of a story that my mom had told me about how my abusive father would do the same thing to her, and that my sibling came in and saw it. And I was like, why am I repeating this cycle? I can't continue to do this. I can't let my child now see this and think this is acceptable. This is love. This is how I should treat other people. This is how I should be treated. And I was like, no more. I have to do better. Now, I didn't see real, honest, healthy love in real life. I had only known it from movies and television, but still I thought, if they're making movies about it, if they're making TV shows about it, it can't just be in the movies and TV. There's got to be people out there who actually experience this. And if so, why not me? So I set really firm boundaries around the life that I wanted, around the treatment I would accept from other people, the treatment I would accept from myself. And I started a search for a better life. I decided, yeah, I wanted love. I wasn't scared of it. I'd already been through years of abuse. So this seemed more like a bright opportunity. I went on so many first dates with so many different potentials, and then would kind of check them off my list. Like, do they fit this boundary? Are they after the same things I want in life? Do they have the same values? Are they going to be able to treat me and my child the way that we deserve to be treated? And I will say that after so many first dates, I did find my husband. We've been together for 10 years. And in that time,
Wow.
we've not had one argument. Not one argument. Because I set a boundary of, I can't be yelled at. If you yell at me, I kind of go into a flashback mode and I shut down. And that's not healthy for our relationship. I don't want to feel like I have to shut off for us. So you got to come and talk to me like an adult without raising your voice. And setting that boundary and finding someone who will actually adhere to it. We've now had 10 years where we just communicate healthily. And that's 10 years that my child has seen what honest, healthy communication and love really is. And now they're pointing out in movies and television when things aren't healthy. And they go, that's not healthy, Mom. That person needs to leave them. And I'm like, okay, I did it. I was able to escape that for them. And on the side of it, still building my dream life. I love education. So I was going to school to be a teacher. And then COVID hit. I was going to be doing my student teaching during the January season of when COVID occurred. And I decided at that point I couldn't do it because schools were closed. So I had 2 young children at home. I was working from home. I would have to quit that job to go do full-time unpaid student teaching. And I was already making more from home as a virtual assistant than I would have as a teacher ever. So I decided to adjust my focus and I went for adult education. So I have my bachelor's in educational studies. And then I progressed and got my master's of science in psychology so I could do business and life coaching and really empower other women to build their dream lives, their dream businesses, get out of the unhealthy relationships, and actually set the life that you want.
Amazing. You see, it's a very inspiring story, and you mentioned some very powerful words at that part where you said you became aware. And I love your spirit because you stood your ground. You said, you wanted more, you could get more, that this isn't what you want, and that's where a lot of people miss it. You know, they don't know, should I say, they don't know who they are, so they get to settle for whatever it is that comes their way. I've got an abusive partner. I think that's just my own, my own fate. I just have to live with it because they don't know who they are and they don't have the understanding of how they should live. And the second thing that you also said was the fact that you said you do not want to continue with the pattern. You used the word cycle, and you said you don't want your children to think this is how love is. And I love the fact that you dedicated your time to seeking knowledge and you came out of it. And now your kids can distinguish between a good relationship and a bad relationship. And that's amazing. I am happy for you because not many people comes out of that pattern. You see, it's a pattern. You just keep following the circle and going and going and going. So that makes you a very trusted person, you see, in this sector. For folks who are still struggling and stuck in these abusive stuffs and all, I feel your advice would worth more than gold to them. So let us now talk about boundaries. You said you set boundaries for folks who would like to also do something like that. Okay, how can they go about it, and what are some tips you would like to share with them?
Yeah. So, especially anybody who's dealing with domestic violence, abuse, unhealthy relationships, there's a big component to it where the abuser slowly strips away components of who you are to where by the end of it, you are left not knowing who you are or what to do or what you want. And so I think it's really important that once you get out, you set time and space aside for you to discover who you are again and what you really want, to actually brainstorm, think about what your life could be, visualize it. What do you really want? Like if you could have the perfect, you close your eyes and you get your dream relationship or you get your dream job, you have that dream amount in your bank account, right? And you actually see it there. What does it feel like? Okay, what kind of person do you have to have that as your dream life? And then you set a path toward it, a path with boundaries of, okay, I know what I want. I know what this life holds for me. In order to be this person that has this life, I need to, number one, have better self care. So set aside time every morning for you to really invest in yourself, whether that is doing your skincare, working out, eating a healthy breakfast, meditating, writing your journal, reading a book, something for you. And then every month, you need to set aside time in your calendar before you schedule your business appointments, your doctor's appointments. Set aside time for fun, something that you enjoy doing, something new, a different experience to pick up. Maybe it's that painting class that you want to try out, and set that in your calendar. And then build your work and your business to really fuel your life and support the life that you want.
That was a great answer and very valuable. I got that. Okay, so let us go personal a bit. What is that one piece of advice you wish you could give to your younger self?
I would remind myself that I am worthy of having the life that I want to have. That no matter the distractions, the people who are put in your life to keep you living small, no matter the negative thoughts that you tell yourself, that you are worthy of having absolutely everything you dream of. And while it's not going to be easy and big changes don't happen overnight, it is easier when you actually set a plan, when you find support of people who can actually keep you accountable and motivated towards that plan, and then just take it one day at a time. Give yourself grace for mistakes. Give yourself patience because it is a journey. And just remember that you can have it all.
Great reminder. Okay, we have one more to go. So, for women who are struggling with the feeling of imposter syndrome, I want to know your own approach towards solving that problem, like your strategies. Can you talk to us about it?
Absolutely. So, imposter syndrome is a daily occurrence for the majority of entrepreneurs. It's that voice that tells you, well, who wants to hear this? Why should I post this? Why should I even create this product or service for somebody? I should just go and work for somebody else. My dreams aren't worth it. Every time that comes up, I like to do a flip. And so it's a mindset switch where instead of it saying, you can't do this, I go, yeah, you want to bet? Watch me. And then I do it. I actually take the action. And I'm just proving myself wrong because every time I take the action afterwards, I'm like, you know what? That wasn't that scary. And maybe the content I put out, maybe it doesn't go to 100 people, but maybe it changes one person's life. And that one person, that's our reminder to just keep it going.
I got that. Okay, to bring this to an end, what would you like to leave the audience with? Like a final thought? And to those folks who would like to reach out to you, learn more about what you're doing, or even ask questions about what we've been discussing so far, how can that be possible?
Yeah. So just remember that boundaries are not necessarily walls, they're not ways to keep you isolated. It's there to protect your path toward your dream life, whatever that means, whatever, even if it's just finding a better relationship or starting the business of your dreams. Just take a step at a time toward your dream life with your boundaries set. And if you need any assistance, you need accountability, motivation, or even clarity on the path to set, you can reach me at managedbymagic.com, where you can get a free consultation call.
I love that. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the show. Thank you for coming and thank you for blessing our ears and minds with these amazing words. It means a whole lot. Thank you.
Thank you.